So Blink-182 have reformed, and millennials everywhere in the world are in their garage right now searching for their skateboard. The irony that What's My Age Again is not just a song, but it's also a genuine question at birthday parties. What is my age again? But this isn't the first time that Blink have reformed. In fact, they reformed in 2009 before splitting again in 2014. So why now have they decided to get back together for the money? Sorry. My notes should have had a question mark there. So why now have they decided to get back together? For the money? Well, that is an interesting one because they are all reportedly worth between $50 and $80 million each. But when you see how many zeros are on the potential return of Blink-182, you can see why their heads may have been turned by some dollar. So let's look at the finances of this Blink-182 reunion. Now, they've all had their fair share of projects since they shot to fame. Travis Barker became a TV celebrity, married a Kardashian, formed several music outfits, including +44, played for Machine Gun Kelly, and had his own clothing brand. Then recently formed his own record label, DTA, which has been absolutely crushing it. Whilst Tom formed some other bands, including the awesome Angels and Airwaves, Boxcar Racer, and some clothing companies, including Atticus, which he started with Mark. Not only is he a top-selling author, but he also built ModLife, which was a monetization tool for artists. And on top of that, he's even discovered aliens. Then lastly, you have Mark, who also went on to form successful bands like +44 and clothing brands like Macbeth Footwear and Atticus with Tom, as well as his own podcast, which was called My Name is Mark.
My name is Mark Hoppus.
So I think it's fair to say that these guys stay busy, and if they're not in the news for various different projects they're in, it's because they're defying death. Travis Barker with that infamous plane accident, and then Mark for beating cancer in 2021. But I think it's fair to say that even with all of these accolades and achievements, nothing really compares to Blink-182. And the numbers are reflected in this reunion. It's estimated that they are going to sell $200 to $300 million in tickets alone, just with the tours that have already been booked. And let's face it, while this tour seems to end in 2024, they could easily travel the world 3 times over and probably double the price of tickets. Now, the tickets have been a source for controversy because ticket prices at the moment in certain cities are starting at $200 with $600 for pit seats. Ouch, that is a far cry from the ticket sales that they used to do in 1999, which was $5 to see the band live.
Guys, quick interruption. You're clearly releasing music and serious about getting results. So have you checked out DK Music Business Academy? It's got over 50 hours worth of courses, including the Roadmap to 1 Million Streams course. On top of that, you've got live sessions with me every single week and a community of like-minded musicians from all over the world. And as well as that, there's even my playlisting tool Sonar, where you can get in touch with playlist curators when you're releasing music. What have you got to lose? 7-day free trial, links in the description. Let's crack on with the video.
Then you have merchandise, and Blink's audience is now fully grown millennials with disposable income. So when it comes to touring, you're probably going to be looking at $4, maybe $5 per head on average, which if you think about it, if there's 20,000 people at a show in an arena and it's $5 a head, that's $100,000 every single show. And then you have the festival scene, whether that's Warped Tour or When We Were Young Festival, who incidentally have doubled the price of their tickets for 2023 now that we've got Blink, Green Day, Offspring, Good Charlotte, Newfound Glory, Sum 41, Bowling for Soup, the list goes on. But to be fair, with a lineup that strong, you could probably charge $1,000 a ticket and still sell it out. And headliners for this kind of festival are probably on $1 to $2 million just for their performance. And then there's the new album. Now, the new album has been put out by Columbia Records because I'm pretty sure that Blink signed with them in 2019 when they were on their hiatus. But even though they might not be getting all of the royalties from their new album, think of the opportunities. Think of the radio. Think of the syncs. The next Tony Hawk's game has to have some Blink in it. But for me, what makes this really interesting is Travis Barker's delve into DTA Records, because in doing that, he has really got to grips in understanding the power of social media and promotion in 2022. So him alone, with his power and the power of Blink-182 in itself, this could go stratospheric over the next 2 to 3 years. And whilst this move already sees Blink-182 as being the hottest prospect in the world at the moment, can you imagine what that is going to do for future ventures, including DTA Records. But aside from the money, can you imagine how much fun they're going to have playing to an army of loyal supporters, a bunch of boomers that are going to appreciate them from their seats, because let's face it, we don't stand up anymore. And isn't that the real reason why we got into music? To have fun with our mates and possibly make $500 million. But other than that, have fun with our mates. Now, if you agree and you're happy to have Blink back, then hit that like button.